On to the storm watch now. Cloudy but calm before the storm that could bring days of rain, possibly flooding and gusty winds across Northern California. It's all expected to start tomorrow and last into the weekend. We'll start our team coverage with Rowena Shattuck showing us what to keep an eye on over the next few days. Row?
Well, Steph, Arcade Creek is just behind me. Usually it's the rivers that you can tell. It's pretty obvious, and when they swell up, the creeks as well. But the people that live around these creeks maybe not so worried. Listen to what they have to say.
You could reach through and touch the water.
That's probably way too close for comfort for most of us. A creek just behind your house, being able to touch the flow of water with your fingertips. For Rich Stevens, it's Arcade Creek, and with the heavy rain expected to fall.
Very worried about it.
You do worry.
Especially my wife. So we'll get all the gutters clean. We have a sump that pumps out all the water from our backyard to the street. So a lot of us do here because of that.
And they've seen what steady rain can bring to their neighborhood.
4 feet of water in the houses.
In all the houses?
All the houses in this neighborhood.
Since then, there are fail-safes in place.
And that's what the wall's for.
Oh my goodness.
And then all of us got left with this mound of dirt behind our houses when they dug this out.
For now, the creek is a trickle too low to even monitor. But for those who live around the creek, they know the drill. You may drive by this huge storage bin and not even take notice, but for the residents in the neighborhood of Arcade Creek, by nightfall, this will be unlocked and they'll be getting their sandbags from in here. Just down the street, Tim Hughes remembers from the last time how high things can get in just a matter of hours.
When I looked at it the first time at about 3 o'clock, it was just up to the levee, and this was during the hard rains in '95. And then the next time I looked at it was about, I'd say about 8 o'clock in the evening, and that time it was halfway up the wall.
Neighbor Dave Trucks not only keeps vigil on his home, but other prized possessions.
If the water's coming up, the race car is going to higher ground.
Now, the Department of Water Resources monitor the creeks in the county. Some of them are just too low to monitor, but they are updated every 15 minutes.
Ro, thanks a lot. And we may see small stream flooding, but we won't see anything like this. At least that's not what's expected. Here's video from March of 2011. Last year, when the Sacramento River was within feet of the Tower Bridge. River levels only rise in Sacramento when the reservoirs fill up. Right now, there is plenty of capacity. It has been years since we saw flooding like this in our area. We've seen it. Now, we found this from 2005. But a Pineapple Express storm like the one moving in this week has set record flooding in the past. Our morning meteorologist Darren Peck shows us where.
Okay, so here's a little historical perspective on why the current setup in the atmosphere can be kind of a big deal around here in terms of rainfall. The jet stream with this current storm is going so far south that it's tapping into the atmosphere over Hawaii. There's a lot more moisture in the atmosphere over Hawaii right there, and the jet stream then takes all of that and wraps it back into the storm and can point that like a hose right at the coast of California. Now, if we look back to one of the last times we had an atmospheric river like this, it was in February of 2004, and when all that water hit the coast, we broke records for the amount of water that was flowing in many streams here in California. The red dots on there show you where those streams, namely the Russian River, recorded the highest flows they had ever done. Now here's another image at what can happen from Vacaville. That's Alamo Creek in 2005 on a day when 5 inches of rain fell in just a few hours. I don't think we'll get 5 inches of rain in a few hours from this storm. It'll be more like 5 inches of rain over about 2 or 3 days. But this is just a look at the potential for this state when we get significant amounts of rainfall.
Now, PG&E says that we should expect power outages this week. Now, PG&E is doing all it can, not just out on the road and in neighborhoods, but also on social media. Check out some of the tweets they've been sending out throughout the day, and I'll read just 2 of them for you. PG&E saying, and even showing a picture here, a tree trimming crew working for PG&E as it prepares power lines for the big storm. And then here, system-wide, we have about 1,200 workers trained to protect the public from downed wires and other safety threats. Again, this from PG&E on Twitter. If the power does go out, here's the number to call for PG&E, 1-800-PGE 5002, and for SMUD, 1-888-456-SMUD. Go now to our chief meteorologist, Christina, to see when all this is going to start happening.
Yeah, it's still a little ways away, so we're getting a little bit excited, but obviously there's a reason. We are going to see a whole lot of rain, and it's much more than we've seen so far this season. Take a look, and you can see there's the actual first storm. Area of low pressure, here's the front, and you can see it's not going to get here until morning. But let me walk you through Futurecast. Here we are at 4 a.m., and you can see those showers showers just starting to move onshore. By the time we get to 8 a.m., right in the thick of our commute, the heavier rain will start to move along the coast. You can even see a couple pockets of heavy rain in and around Sacramento. By 11, this will be going good. We'll be seeing the moderate to heavy rain. We'll also be seeing the very strong winds. We will get a break, though. Look at the valley. You can see getting a decent break early tomorrow afternoon. We still may see some wind, and we'll also see some showers in the higher elevations, but we may get a little break. It looks like late Wednesday, continuing into Thursday, and then we'll keep this going for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Steph?
Thanks, Christina.